Sagittarius, welcome and happy new year. So in this reading we're going to look at the astrological houses and get clarity on all areas for a successful 2025. So watch your sun, moon, and rising signs to get the most complete picture. And this reading is timeless even though it says 2025, so anytime you watch it there may be messages here for you. And with that, we're going to start with the first house of self and personality just to see what you have going on there. Okay, so why is strength in reverse? Let's see. Okay, thank you. So I feel like you may be continuing to work on your self-confidence and also like this is something that you've been working on and is going to continue to require some work. However, I feel like you're almost kind of where you want to be or where you feel really confident and comfortable. There's just a little more that you do want to do to enhance your personality, the way that you look, even. Yeah, and yourself. So I feel like maybe like a makeover or doing something different with your hair, or changing your style may benefit you here, but it does look like you are going to make some sort of changes that is going to lead to success in that area. And then we have sextile with a combination of tension and flow, potential, and a rewarding situation. So I did indicate that this is like a little bit of a process, and so you may be trying, I thought I indicated that. If I didn't, then this is going to be like a little bit of a process. So you may try something, like you may color your hair and then decide like, oh, I don't like this color. So then you may try a different color and then really like that color. Or you may even try a different color and then like it. So that's what I'm saying about this being a process. So it's not something that you're going to be like, oh, you know, one and done. This is like gradual improvements over time for the year that are going to make you feel more confident in yourself and just your whole energy. All right. So let's move to your second house with personal finances and possessions. See what we have here for our Sag. Okay, so yes, you are absolutely being guided to do what feels best for you area. So there's likely some messages from your higher self, your guides, your angels, source that you may be going in a different direction from, but you are being guided to listen to those messages and to take inspired action based on what you feel is right and what feels good to you. But yeah, using those messages and letting your intuition guide you as it comes to that. So you may have like some goals that you want to achieve or accomplish as it relates to building your legacy and your financial foundation and even financial management. That okay, source is giving you some ideas, information, as well as your higher self, and it's like, will you listen to it or not? And if you listen to it, you have every opportunity to be successful there. All right, so what else do we have? We have Yang with proactivity, expression, doing, and forward motion. Yeah, so it's about like trying things, I hear, with you, Sag. And I don't think you're really going to have an issue with that. Okay, so yeah, just do what feels good, what feels right. If it makes sense and it feels good, try it, do it. Okay. All right, so let's move to third house with communication and learning style. So what do we have there for Sag? All right, okay, so your communication is going to need a little work this year. All right, but I feel like, I'm pretty sure we've had these conversations before about just improving your communication and emotional intelligence, but that looks like something that you're going to continue to work on. And if so, just putting in a little tiny effort toward being a better communicator, being more constructive in your communications, watching your tone, having compassion and empathy for folks and thinking about things before you actually say them is going to go a long way. So just a little bit of effort there is going to go a really long way. And don't take it too serious, and just be patient with yourself and recognize and realize it is a process. And the more you do, the more you apply effort in that area, the more results you'll see. Okay, so let's move to 4th house. And I'm going to look at 2 areas here. We're going to look at South nodes, so some talents that you've developed. All right. Okay. Okay, so I feel like you've definitely developed the ability to go after your passions strongly, quickly. Like as soon as you recognize something that you want and you see something that you want, you go after it. Okay. And that is, maybe you've learned lessons as it relates to that. In the past, you may have not done that or been that way, and you realized and recognized that as soon as you were like that, that things started to happen and things started to, you started to make moves and accomplish some things. But yeah, this is about like things that you're really passionate about though. Okay. So I think also recognizing and realizing that it is important to take that inspired action once you do feel passionate about something. So I love that. All right, so let's also see here about home and family. What is this? All right. Okay. So yeah, I feel like to be most successful, obviously you're going to have to let your intuition guide you and connect. We're not even just a couple minutes in, and we've already talked about connecting, because that's what's coming out here. You being divinely guided, you growing your spirituality, you raising your vibration and your frequency, you listening to your intuition and taking action based on what your intuition is telling you. What else do we have here? So those are things that need to be explored in the home environment for success. So there may be like things going on and you needing to open your eyes up to them. And also I'm hearing like things that are coming up that may be happening, that if you do open yourself up to see and pay attention to what's going on, you will catch those things and you will recognize those things coming up pretty early, and you're going to have like that intuition and be like, you know what? I knew that was going to come up, so I planned for that. Or, this isn't surprising. I knew this was going to happen, basically, okay? So what influence do we have here? All right, so we have Aries with independence, bravery, and passion. Yeah, so we already talked about passion, but I feel like definitely, and maybe there is this passion from you to be more spiritual and to grow your spirituality. Okay, so yeah, definitely applying that passion to that is what's going to work for you. But also in the home and family, being more passionate about those that you love, creating more passionate connections as well. And really focusing, like if you want to be there, then apply the passion, apply the energy, try. Okay, so I'm not saying that you're not, but somebody needs to hear that. Okay, it's about taking inspired action. All right, so I think we're going to move to 5th house now. So let's look at children. What do we have for the children coming up? Okay, thank you. All right. So I feel like immediately there is it's a request. You're being guided to incorporate spirituality into your connection with your children in some way. So that could be helpful to your family and home environment in creating a more synchronistic, a more fulfilling, a happier, more content home and family life. So I'm hearing that specifically with the children. So in what ways could you connect spirituality with your relationship with your children? Okay, and this is also about like staying away from those temptations and those vices, because they're counterproductive to your home and family life. So there's definitely somebody needs to hear this. There's things that you're doing that you're being guided to really work on those things this year, because it is having an impact, a negative or adverse impact on your family life. Okay, but I feel like you know that already. Okay, and if this doesn't apply, don't take what doesn't apply to you. Okay. All right, so we have 10th house influence here with structure, discipline, life mission, accomplishments, and career. So absolutely, that is reconfirmation that, yeah, it's going to take a little bit of effort, but you are being guided to make changes and to let go of those things, whatever it is that's not providing value to you, that you've been using as like a crutch. And I'm going to just use this example. I'm not saying this applies, but this is just an example. Drinking. Okay, and alcoholism, okay, or smoking smoking way too much to where it's like you can't get anything done. It's leading to arguments and disagreements. Okay. All right. So let's see what else. Let's move on to the 6th house with work environment. And well, let's start with work environment. Work environment. What do we have there? Okay, thank you. Okay, so I would say to just keep your eyes open, okay, and pay attention to what's going on around you, because there is definitely a different approach to accomplishing and achieving your goals. So for quite literally, I'm hearing some of you may do some things that are a little like backhanded or sneaky, but you don't need to. There's a different way. There's a different way to achieve and accomplish and to reach the goals and to have what you desire. There is a different way. And again, take what applies to you. So it's not, I'm not saying that you're specifically doing that. Some of you aren't, some of you are, but you know, some of you aren't. So just again, the message here is that there's a different approach to accomplishing your goals as it relates to your work environment. So just keep that in mind. And I'm also hearing like there may be like, say if you work inside, but like everybody's getting on your nerve. And so, you know, a different approach would be like, okay, if you have the option to like, okay, I'm going to work from home for a little bit and just kind of like get out of that energy there and create and be in my own energy, and then things will improve. Okay. So these are things that you can do to be successful. So that's just an example of what I'm talking about there. So we also have Leo energy with self-confidence, loyalty, and creativity. So I would say to definitely just mind your communications and who you're talking about in the work environment as well, because that's what's contributing to any of the tension and the challenges and obstacles that you're experiencing. Because it's like I'm hearing specifically like you may be confiding in somebody and thinking that they're being loyal to you, but you know, they are not. They are sharing that information, communicating about that with other parties, and I'm hearing specifically with people on a higher level. So it could be you just having like this ongoing dialogue with a colleague about your director or about the CEO or the lead, and you, unbeknownst to you, they're actually telling the director. Okay, so they're getting it out. They're not being loyal to you in that sense. So just again, be mindful of your communication. That's all. All right, so let's see. Let's look at Chiron here as well. So this is based on how I was taught, so don't come for me. All right, Chiron. What do we have for that? What are you working through? Thank you. All right. I feel like this is all about going for your passions, like exploring your passions, making it a priority. For some of you, this is even about like starting your own business, like getting out of that career, getting out of the matrix, and really being true to yourself and what, you know, you came here to do. So this is about uncovering your life purpose or working toward your life purpose, okay? And making those changes, taking that inspired action, because you're being gifted with that opportunity. And this is something that you feel really, really passionate about. So we're talking about like life purpose type of energy here. All right. And working toward that. Okay. So this is something, again, that's going to take, it's like you're working on this for a long period of time throughout your life. So there's no better time to get started than now. All right, and we have the water influence here with spirituality, emotion, intuition, and compassion. So again, we have that intuition coming through. So do things that you feel inspired by and listen to your intuition. And also do things that excite you, that you feel passionate about as well. Okay. I thought there was something else I was gonna say. Oh yes, also this could be like very specific. So we could be talking about you wanting to expand your spiritual gifts here and make money from them. Okay, so yeah, whatever it is, like your true purpose, your true desires is what we're talking about here. Okay. Okay, so let me see. Is there anything else in that area? I think I want to move on here. So let's go to 7th house with your partnership and close relationships. So what do we have for Sag there? With partnerships, close relationships. All right. Okay. So there may be moments where you need to take a step back and gain some clarity to get a full picture of like what's going on and to see it from different perspectives. Okay. What else? Okay, so there may also be a little bit of a financial struggle here, or just conflicts over finances as well. So there is an opportunity for you to decide together that, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to now budget, or we're going to, you know, put this money together and pay this with this. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunity here that's being presented to you to get back on track from a financial perspective with your partner. Okay, and to collaborate and do things together so you can accomplish those goals that you want to accomplish. And you can really apply that. I'm saying finances because that's what I heard, but you can apply that to anything. And I'm not going to take these because they just kind of fell out all wildly. So if they're meant to come out, they will come out again for sure. For sure. Okay. So, what else do we have here for marriage? Oh, okay. All right, so we have the moon with satisfying emotional needs, nurturing yourself and others. So it's so important here. This is nurturing self and others. Okay, so don't lose sight of yourself and ensure that you are nurturing yourself as well as your partner. And I always say, like, you have to fill up your cup first. And I wasn't the first person to say this. I didn't invent this. But I'm just saying, like, you have to fill up your cup first in order to help others, in order to be there for others. Because how can you give from an empty cup? Okay, so this is about both you and your partner. Okay, and again, these are things that you will need to do to be successful in 2025. So anything else as it relates to marriage and commitment, partnership, significant other, okay? So, but I'm just saying marriage. Okay, anything else for that, please? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Ugh. All right, we'll take them. We'll take them. So let's get into it. All right, so there may also be some cycles that need to end, okay, for this to be successful. So just think about that. So there may be some things that have been ongoing that maybe one or both of you decided that you were going to work on. And again, in order for you to be successful, you're going to have to work on them. You're going to have to close out those old belief systems, negative patterns, habits, in order to achieve and accomplish some things and be victorious. Okay, what else? All right. So I see an opportunity for children here. One, that's the first thing that came. Second, this could be about, so you're definitely going to be receiving blessings in this area, okay? And also, what I want to say here, there was something else. Okay, there's something else I wanted to say here. It'll come back to me. It'll come back to me. All right, so we have a new opportunity here as well. So yes, I feel like if you are single, you definitely will have the opportunity to connect with a partner this year. Also, there is going to be this need to listen to your head and your heart. Okay, and then also let go of things, which this might be a little painful, but you are going to need to let go of some things in order for more good to come to you. And that you could apply that to any situation, whether it's the whole partner that you gotta, get away from and move away from, or just certain habits or belief systems, or just traditions and ways that you do things with your partner. So it's about like really thinking through what's happening, what's being done, reflecting on it, and deciding, you know what, okay, this part of this, we can let this go. We can change this tradition to something that is more suitable for all of us and that makes us all happy. Okay, so there's definitely a lot of opportunity here to do that. And don't be afraid. Like, if you do make changes to something and it doesn't necessarily go as planned, or it doesn't work out, or you don't like it, don't be afraid. Don't be discouraged by that and say, like, I'm never changing that again, or let's just go back to what we was doing and do that. No, it's about continuing to try, not allowing yourself to stay in that sad energy, or that like, oh, this didn't work out, that woe is me type of energy. Not allowing yourself to stay in that energy and just saying like, okay, you know what, didn't work out, so now we know what's not going to work, so let's do something different and allow that to work, or see where that leads us, see what happens there. Okay, so what type of influence? We have Trine with angelic support, harmony, and perfect flow. I love that, because I said you definitely have some blessings coming in this area. So things are going to align for you, and you have the opportunity to have successful relationships and a successful home, content home environment. You have every opportunity for that. Okay, so let's move on to our eighth house with joint resources. Let's look at joint resources first. So I want to look at transformation and change as well, but let's do joint resources. Look at how with joint resources. Okay. Why is it hard for something to come out here? So that may be an indication that things... Okay, yeah, so there's definitely opportunities to end some cycles. So, okay, yeah, so there's a lot of cycles that you can end as it comes to your personal life, your home, and your family environment. You have that here, so there's really strong messages here about that. So, just identify like what's not working, and you likely know already what's not working, and look for different solutions and be open to trying different solutions. There's definitely different approaches and different options that will work and will result in much greater success than what you've been currently doing. So it's about opening yourself up to those new ideas. And how do you get those new ideas? Connecting with your intuition, connecting with your guides, connecting with your higher self, connecting with source, doing those self-care practices, meditating, journaling, getting out into nature, maybe working out inspires some ideas, or it allows you that time to relax your mind so things can come to you. So yeah, it's about doing those self-care practices so those ideas can flow in, and then actually listening to them and taking inspired action by them. All right, so what influence do we have here? Well, we have Saturn with feel restricted, experience struggle, learn hard work, and patience. You definitely are going to have to be patient with these blessings as they are coming to you, and also with allowing yourself to let those old cycles end. It requires patience, it requires bravery, it requires strength. Okay, and it's going to look a little bit different, and it might even feel like So I think I gave this example in another reading, but say if you want to go on a trip and you know you need to budget a little bit so that you can save money. So, okay, you may say like, okay, I'm going to, budget, I'm going to put this amount away, and you have it all figured out, and you're going to have like a nice amount when you go on vacation and not have to, struggle and finagle your bills and all of that. Like, everything's going to be good if you just stick to the plan. Okay, now you have to stick to the plan. Okay, that's what this is saying. Like, let those old cycles of you not sticking to the plan and stopping midway through, let those old cycles end and stick to the plan, because you will be victorious. Okay, so you will be enjoying yourself and happy and contentment, and when you get to that point. But it's about like allowing yourself to get to that point. Okay, so did we look at transformation and change? All right, yeah, I love it. I love it, because this is just reconfirmation about letting those old cycles end is going to lead to victory for you. Okay, putting in that work and that effort is going to lead to victory for you. Okay. What other influence do we have? Aquarius, with originality, philanthropy, and progressive imaginings. I love that, because that absolutely ties into what I'm saying here about doing those self-care practices and finding those new approaches that make sense. Okay, so there is your reconfirmation of that. Okay, so now let's move to our, ninth house? Okay, so ninth house. So let's first look at North Node and where you should direct your talents. So where should Sagittarius direct their talents? Okay. Oh, I love it. All right. So, and we talked a lot about financial resources, but maybe there is a financial career, or you like investing, anything with money, working for a financial institution. What's that called? Where you manage, like a trader, a stock trader, or when you manage portfolios, or those larger accounts. I want to say fund manager. You probably know what I'm talking about, but I can't think of the word now. But yeah, so those financial careers. What else? So this would also be anything that allows you to work toward building a financial foundation. So before we kind of go into the careers and stuff, because I know that's not necessarily this house, but that's what immediately came down in the message that came through. So this is really about like doing those things and working toward those goals that allow you to create, maintain, grow your financial resources. Okay, so there may also be like something with nature as well. So I would also say that connecting with those intuitive gifts. So if there's something you want to do, I'm hearing like landscaping, like a landscaping service. Excuse me. So like things like that, I mean, that could be pretty lucrative for you, especially during the warmer months. So yeah, it's about finding things and ways that you can continue to grow your resources, your finances. And it's not just about that, but I'm just saying that's where we are right now when we're looking at like North Node. But I feel like there is something tied to you building your legacy. And even if it's about you taking back what was yours and what was taken from you, there's definitely that opportunity here throughout the year. So take that inspired action toward your life purpose. Okay, so let's also look at higher education and travel for the ninth house. Do we have anything there? So let's first do like education and learning. Education and learning. Philosophies, things like that. So what do we have for Sagittarius there? Anything there? So I'm going to take this as a sign, since nothing coming out, is that is an area that does require some exploration. Okay, so if you've been thinking about some things, or taking some classes, or you want to own a particular business, you want to create a landscaping business, like just what we were talking about, like you may need to look up some things, you may need to do a little bit of research, you may need to figure out how you get your LLC or what have you. So yeah, it's about like taking inspired action, and these should all be things that feel good to you. Like you shouldn't feel like it's a burden, it's a hassle to do that research. That means you need to think about, is this really for you? Because if it was for you, you would be like, yep, okay, so even if you got to schedule it, on Thursday night, I have an hour free. I'm going to research and submit the paperwork, or, mail off the paperwork to start my LLC or something. You know what I mean? So it's about like really deciding what's for you and learning about it and taking some action. So what do we have with travel? Anything there? Interesting. Okay, so let's see what other influence. So we have mutable with surrender, fluidity, and welcoming change. I love that. Yeah, so as you identify these new areas of growth, of interest, take the inspired action, right? Because if you welcome change, if you take inspired action, it's only going to lead you closer and closer towards your goals. And it's going to result in you being victorious and accomplishing everything that you set out to do. So you have it right here. It's written right here. Okay. All right. So let's move to 10th house with career and status. Career and status. What do we have? Have our Four of Wands. I love that. All right, and we have our Five of Swords. Okay, so I do see that you will have some challenging times here. However, with the fives, that means that there's easy solutions to them, and you have, again, the opportunity to come out of those issues and resolve those issues very successfully. Okay. So anything that comes up, trust yourself, know that you have everything already to handle it and to resolve it and to overcome any obstacles that come your way. If you trust, if you know, if you take actions based on that trust and that knowing, it's going to lead to victory. You'll be victorious. Okay, so don't overstress it. And also really work hard to not be judging others and thinking that others are talking about you or they have it out for you. Because again, we did talk about earlier, you may be communicating with someone and then they go behind your back and be telling things and telling stuff. So yeah, that may happen, but don't let that spoil just the way that you feel about people, or don't let that lead you and guide you moving forward, period. Okay, so it's like, yeah, one person, one apple does not actually spoil the whole bunch. You know what I'm saying? So it may be that you need to be more professional and watch what you say around that particular person. But that doesn't mean to just be mean to everybody or just not talk to everybody there, okay? So that's what I'm trying to say. So hopefully what I'm saying makes sense. So what influence do we have there? All right, we have Cancer with nurture, comfort, and protection. Yeah, so definitely take a softer approach with everyone else, like I said. So, and then even also with this person, okay? Because it's really overall, your overall energy and the energy that you're putting back is what you're going to receive. Or the energy that you're putting out is what you're going to receive back. So just like take the high road and just recognize like, oh, okay, now I know how I need to be with you and what I can tell you and what I cannot. Just take it, learn your lesson. Don't be afraid to, look like, you know what? Yeah, that was pretty stupid, but it's okay because I'm learning lessons and I'm allowed to grow and to make mistakes and to, have differences of opinion and have issues that I've designed and lessons that I've designed for myself to learn. All of that's okay. That's a part of this process. That's what you came here to do, to learn, live, grow, and love. So don't be afraid of that. And what influence do we have here? Intensity, exposing, purging, and renewing. Yeah, absolutely. So we know those secrets are going to come out. We know that if somebody's talking shit or somebody's saying stuff behind somebody's back, we already know that it is going to be brought to light. So just, be aware of that. Anything else with career? Anything else? What else? All right. Yes. Okay. So it's a good thing for you to be clear about your intentions and to say what is on your mind. Again, it's just about the way that you say it and what you actually say. So just, I believe we talked about communication and minding your communication. If we did not, then it's about just having constructive conversations, because the queen can be pretty cutthroat and just chop her way through things, but you're just going to take a little bit of a softer approach and a more collaborative approach, and you will say what needs to be said. You don't mince words, you don't bite your tongues, and nobody's saying to do that. But what we are saying here is to just have a little more emotional, have a little more compassion and emotional intelligence in your communications. That's all. Okay, and that's in the working environment, and you can really, that's all communication basically, but we're speaking specifically to the work environment. So what influences here? Spiritual growth. Yeah, so maybe growing your spirituality can help with this. Okay, I know for sure it'll help with that. So all right, so let's move to 11th house, and I know I'm just going to stop there with the career. Go down a rabbit hole, but I will be doing career readings throughout the year because I kind of wanted to see like where things would go and all of that. But you have the general idea of what it takes and what you'll need to be successful, but then just watch throughout the year because I will be doing the regular career readings. So all right, so now let's move to 11th house with friends, group associations. Okay, so this had fell out. What was this? Okay, so we have our Knight of Wands in reverse. So give me some clarity on that, please. Okay, thank you. Yep, okay. So, like I said, there's definitely someone that's going to, not take your secrets and not take that you say in confidence. We'll say it that way. So yeah, there's definitely going to be somebody running their mouth and, just saying and communicating what it is that you said. Okay, so all right, yeah, so that's definitely a colleague, a friend. What else do we have here? So you also don't be surprised by it, because I see you still like, oh, I know this person did not. I know they didn't. You know what I mean? But you know already, because you watched this, that it will happen. So just be mindful of that, because I see like the eyes are shielded here, but you see. as you watch this. So you see, and you have your intuition. Okay. So what else? What else? What kindness and grace? And this is really teaching you to connect with your soul family and to really be mindful about the connections that you make, and also who you can, like, who has your best interest in mind and who it's a good person to talk to about certain things. So that's what this is teaching you as well. All right, so let's see what other influences here. 8th house with transformation, karma, facing fears and legacies. Yeah, absolutely. So it may be like, and to me, I feel like karma, I do have a little bit of a different definition of karma. So karma is really just an opportunity for you to see like what you prefer and what you don't prefer. So as soon as you see this stuff happening, and you know it's going to happen, and you know it's going to happen because you have this information, and then you still gonna say what you said, but so then now you can expect that this is going to happen, and you know it ahead of time, and you can make a different choice. So you can either make a different choice and not do it, or you can say like, you know what, yeah, I did say that, I apologize, or whatever. I'm not saying to apologize, but just whatever, however way that you work it out, and you know, repair the relationship. You have that opportunity here. Okay, so it is totally up to you. You can go through the whole process, or you can be a little more mindful about what you say and stuff. So, and there is no wrong answer. There's no wrong answer. Excuse me, I had to sneeze there. All right, so what's next? We have 12th house with subconscious and spirituality. What do we have there? What do we have there first? Sagittarius. Okay. Let me try this other half of the deck because it's hard to get some stuff to come out there. Okay. Alright, yeah, that's why it was hard to come out, because that's an area where it's lacking, in an area where you're being asked to focus. Okay. Yep, absolutely. And it's also about like learning and being open to learning, and not just like calling attention to just negative experiences and negative thought patterns and negative belief systems that you may have or you may have encountered as it relates to growing your spirituality. Okay, so this could also be related to religion as well, because religion and spirituality are different, at least from my perspective. So it's really about focusing on the positive and not picking apart the beliefs that you do have, like just allowing yourself to be open to new beliefs and letting the ones that don't align with you anymore fall to the side and dissolve and dissipate, and really focusing on what is important to you and growing the beliefs, the spirituality. I don't want to say beliefs. I don't know what else to say. Like growing the knowing and the knowledge and the wisdom that you have as it relates to spirituality. Let's say it that way. Okay, so what else do we have here for Sag? Okay, I thought something flipped over. Yeah, okay. All right. Yes. So throughout all of this, again, anything that falls to the side, anything that goes away is not meant for you, and it is doing that to allow better things to come to you and better blessings to come through. And this card fell as well, so the 8 of Cups or 8 of Pentacles. So I'm gonna say that there is some work required here in order to do that. You have the whole year, but there's no better time than to start now. So what are your beliefs there that you can let go of, that don't make any sense, that don't align with who you are anymore? Okay. So that reflection coming through, letting go of stuff not serving you, and allowing yourself to open up to the abundance, the blessings that are waiting for you to fill those voids. And what influence do we have here? So we have our South Node with destined to release. Ooh, I love that, because we just talked about releasing all the things, those belief systems that just don't apply and they're not who you are anymore. So you have your confirmation there that it needs to go. It needs to go. All right. And I want to get some of these cards. Okay, so what other advice do we have for our Sagittarius? Ooh, know your truth. I love that. I love that, because that's what we were talking about here. Aligning more to your life purpose, aligning more to who you are in all areas. Okay, we have harvest. Okay, so I feel like that is really about putting in the effort to achieve the goals that you want to accomplish, and trusting that in doing so, you will be victorious. You will receive abundance. You will connect and you will be on that higher vibration where it becomes available to you. We have health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. It's so funny because I think I skipped over health on purpose, because I was like, I don't want to delve too far into that because I don't really give that type of advice. But it is here. It showed up anyway. Oh my goodness. It showed up anyway. So yeah, you are being guided to pay attention to your physical health. So it's about healthy body, mind, and soul. And we talked about those vices that you may have. That, I think that's what we talked about. Yeah, we did. Here it is. We talked about those vices that will come up, and you'll have the opportunity to address those and make progress there. So yeah, it's about getting healthier, getting back to your authentic self. And again, body, mind, and soul. That's what it's about. All right, what other advice do we have? All right, we're going to take this too. So we have dedication. I love that. We just talked about that. Like making inspired change and actually following through on those actions. Having hope. I feel like you will do that though. You will be hopeful. You don't have an issue there. And loyalty. Loyalty to what and who you love. I love all of that. Also loyalty to your goals and your dreams and your hopes and desires. Yes, you have that in both places here. Dedication and loyalty. You have openness, and we talked about being open to changes and being open to different approaches. So we have first chakra, root chakra with your grounding, and Archangel Michael. I love that. So those are, you could find some grounding meditations or chakra meditations that you can do that'll help you throughout the year, as well as call out to Archangel Michael, connect with Archangel Michael, and ask for that support. And if you're not sure of the support that he can provide, Google it. Look it up, research it, watch videos on it, because there's going to be some information of value there for you. And release. I love that. Release everything that does not serve you. You know what the truth is. You know what your truth is. So release everything else that doesn't matter and doesn't align. Okay, so let's get a couple of these. I'm going to get a couple. Okay. So we have orange blossom with enthusiasm. The best can be here. Believe it. I love it. Staying positive. We have dream. Have a cup of tea in the garden and find yourself in a good book. I love that. That's an awesome self-care practice as well. Reading, sitting out in nature, just enjoying life. Starseed. Raise the vibration of the planet through your radiant, loving light. Yes, absolutely. So you may get into that as well, because some of you may desire to have financial freedom, one, and two, using your spiritual gifts to achieve that. Okay, so you have the confirmation here that you are a star seed and that you do have that ability based on everything else we talked about to be successful. But it is going to require some work. It is going to require some effort. So we have my wishes float easily out into the world. I love that. And I also want to make the point that when I say it requires work, when I say it requires effort, this is all inspired work and inspired effort. Okay, so it doesn't even feel like work when you're doing it. Okay, so I don't know what else to call it. Maybe just inspired action as opposed to work, because it's not like work in the sense of like your 9 to 5 in the matrix type of work. This is work that is challenging, rewarding, and it really like helps you to grow and raise your frequency and vibration, and you feel like you're making a change. You feel like you're making a difference through this work, and you see the difference and the change in others through your work. That's the type of work I'm talking about. So we have declutter your life, let go of correspondence, objects, and people you no longer want. Someone will hurt your feelings and reveal a new side of themselves that you may wish to avoid. I told you, yeah, there's somebody that's definitely going to be just telling stuff and not respecting the friendship and the connection that you have. So we have a note on love. Seek different seasons and enter into the unknown. When love is the focus, foundation, and goal, blessed is the body, mind, and soul. I like that. All right. So opening yourself up to love is a beautiful thing, and you are being guided to do that. So we have opportunities. Unfurl like a fern even without warm sunlight. I love it. All right, so I believe this is a wonderful way to end with opportunities. So Sagittarius, those are the messages I have for you. Please subscribe, like, and share this video, and leave me a comment to let me know how it resonates. Happy 2025 again. All right, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and we'll talk soon.